Hi, Thad. It was a pleasure meeting you earlier on the phone. Here's that website audit video that I promised to show you a couple things you can do to get more jobs with your website. I know that you said you're not having much problems with that, but I can see some serious issues that should be addressed, and so that tells me that if you're already getting quite a bit of calls from your website, that you could actually be kicking it up a notch and getting even more calls. So I'm going to show you how I would go about that if I were you, and you can do with that information what you wish to. And if you'd like any information, further information, if you'd like me to help you with any of this stuff, of course, that's the idea, right? So we're going to go ahead and go forward here. So the first thing that I notice is that you have some great pictures that are great examples of what you do. I can tell right here that you do some very beautiful work. So well done displaying that right there on your home page. I do notice, however, that you don't have your phone number above the fold, as we call it. So in this area, what we really like to do, we like to have a big phone number right here that when you're on a mobile phone, you can just tap it with your finger and it pulls up the call app in the phone, and it makes it very easy for a customer to basically go from curious to paying customer, right? So that is what we suggest that we do there. And I also noticed right here at the top, you can see it says not secure. I actually tried to get to your website from another browser and it would not let me in. I had to figure out how to get onto your website even to tell anything about your business. So what that's telling me is that there are people that are trying to see your website, but their browser won't even let them see it because it says not secure. And that's a super easy fix, actually. You just log into wherever it is that you have hosting services for your website, and you enable the SSL certificate. A lot of times it's totally free with your hosting provider, and if it isn't free with your hosting provider, you might want to check out another hosting provider because it really is not expensive, and normally it's a free service that they give just for as a thank you for being a customer for them. So that is the first little bit I wanted to go over. Now I want to cover content. So if I click Control A, you'll see here highlighted all of the content on your page. So all of the images as well as all of the words are what I'm talking about. And Google reads all of this to decide who is the most relevant and who has the most authoritative content on, in this case, landscaping in Seattle, right? So that if someone is looking that up, Google just wants to display the most relevant information, right? So it uses the words on your page as well as not exactly, it doesn't see your images per se, but what it does see is what they're saved as. So if I right click on this image and I click Save Image As, let's see what you have it saved as. It's saved as Job 5 Shadow Web. So if people are looking for you, or services that you provide, they're probably not going to be typing Job 5 Shadow Web into their Google search. So what you want to do is you want to actually re-upload these images and save them as the keywords that you want to be found for. So landscape in Seattle, for instance. And there's a more specific route for how we go about figuring out what keywords to save these images as and what to include on our homepage. And we really suggest that you have 1,500 to 2,000 words on your homepage in order to be really seen as an authority in Google's eyes. It really starts taking a website seriously at that point. So now I'm going to show you something called Ahrefs. It is my favorite tool slash toy. I use it all the time. It's a little bit spendy. There are other keyword research tools out there that are less expensive, but this one is the one that I work with, so it's the one that I understand the best. So looking here, I pay a special attention to these two columns right here. And actually I skipped a bit that I should have said, which is that I put in these keywords, Seattle landscape, and it came up with all of these words that have those words in there. So I put Seattle landscape because obviously that's what you do. And then now I'm looking down here and I'm looking for keywords that show high buyer intent. So, you know, if somebody's typing in Seattle landscape, they probably need someone to do landscape for them, right? So I pay special attention to this column right here, volume. This tells me on average every month how many people are typing this exact phrase into Google. So on average, 350 people type Seattle landscape architects into Google every single month. And then keyword difficulty is what KD stands for. And what that tells me is on a scale from 0 to 100, how difficult would it be to get into that first page of Google, that top 10 results? That's really important, and that's the goal of search engine optimization, right? So we're looking for results that have a high number here and a low number here. So I'm going to focus right here on Seattle landscape architects. That's below 10. I really like to focus on ones that are below 5, but 7 is okay, especially because this is a very high volume for one keyword. So 350 is a really nice number there. So if 350 people are searching for Seattle landscape architects every single month, the number one search result statistically gets 31% of those searches as visitors. And then of those visitors, about 1 in 10, so about 10%, 1, actually call. So this would be how many calls you could expect if you were showing up in that first position. And now I don't know how many of those calls you could close, but you wouldn't be competing for the business of those people quite the same way as you would be for like Home Advisor if you're getting leads through them. Because you know with Home Advisor, that same lead is getting sent to several different contractors, but in this case they would be on your own website, so you wouldn't be sharing that lead with anyone. So the question is, how many could you close out of those 10? And that's how many extra jobs a month you could be getting just from this one keyword. Now we've also got, you know, Seattle landscape, landscape designs Seattle, etc. And these ones that I highlighted, actually I did the calculation earlier and it adds up to 1,000. So so that's pretty exciting. So the more volume you get, the more jobs you get. I feel like that's fairly self-explanatory. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see, let me find my spot here in my notes. Okay, so let's talk about how we get to the top there. So we're going to talk about backlinks. So a backlink is any time on the internet that any website has a link back to your website, hence backlink, right? And not just any backlink will do. It acts as a vote of confidence telling Google that your website, your business is legitimate and relevant. But they're not all created equal. Links from sites that are trusted by Google, as well as sites that are related to your industry, are going to do you more good than irrelevant or spammy sites. So you definitely want to get links back from other websites that are relevant and also trustworthy. So like here, you've got one from Home Advisor. That's a good one. Let's see, Bill articles. I can't read apparently, but it's a good one. It's got high numbers here, which is what we want to find. This one here, not as good. It says landscape installation WA. I think that's another one of your websites, but it's got very low scores, so it's actually not really helping you very much. So that's kind of one of the things we do too, is just add lots of backlinks, go out and get those backlinks from trusted sites. And you can do that through, there's lots of different ways. And then I also want to go over citations. So a citation is similar to a backlink in that it is a reference to your business from anywhere on the internet, but instead of being a link from another website to yours, a citation is is anytime that your business's name, address, and phone number are listed exactly the same way that they're listed on Google. So let me find your Google My Business listing. Here it is. And actually, I wanted to talk to you about all of these because I don't know if these guys are you as well, but if they are, you're definitely going to want to drown out all of these negative reviews. You've got a few. If this is you, if not, then we might want to deal with them a different way, right? But because you've got some good reviews on this one that I know is you. It's got your logo there. There's no doubt. You've got some good reviews. I'd say you want to get more, but these two over here got very low reviews, and they look to be maybe just different locations of your same business. So if this is you, I really suggest you go out and try to get some reviews that are going to bring that score up and drown out those more negative reviews there. But I got myself a little off the path here, so I digress. Let's see. I gotta find my spot, my script again. Give me one sec. Okay, so you want to make sure that this information is accurate. So your name, your address, which it doesn't look like you have one listed, and your phone number, you want to make sure those are perfectly accurate and spelled exactly as you would spell it anywhere else on the internet, because anytime that your name, address, and phone number are listed exactly the same way that they are here, that counts as a citation. And Google uses that number of citations to get you to the top of the Google results. So, and not just any part, but specifically this area here in the map pack, which is definitely, you definitely want to be in the top 3 here because you're going to see a lot of traffic and a lot of phone calls if you do show up there. So that is basically it for me. That is my spiel, and I really hope that it was helpful to you. It went a little longer than I expected at 12 minutes, but basically you can call me at 657-332-1960, or you can email me at oceana@g3.agency. I really hope that you find this information helpful, and I look forward to getting some feedback on how I did and if I was clear and all of that. So I'll be following up sometime this week, and I look forward to talking to you again. Okay, bye, Thad.